In this video, we are going to analyze the crypto ecosystem. We can see in the Bitcoin chart in its 1 hour time frame that a compression or range phase is clearly being worked on. It is well known from crypto insight that range phases always offer great trading opportunities. If we look at the Ethereum chart in its hourly time frame, we can also see a slight inclination. We can talk about a small bullish channel, however, in the end we are also working on a range. A range that, as you know, we have been looking for long entries in the crypto ecosystem from the lower parts in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Just look at how after looking for those longs in the market, which we were looking for in the last Crypto Insight live session, just look at how the market has wanted to behave in a tremendously noble way. Look at how it has gone to find the excess of the macro bullish channel in a surgical way. And if you wonder how this is possible, you must first understand where this structure comes from, and for that, we are totally obliged to go to a macro time frame. We are talking about a daily time frame. To find this guideline, this point here, we first needed to identify what the alpha angle of work of this bullish channel is and then interpret how smart money commonly moves financial markets and understand that here we have an excess, a point where in a future that is now a present, the price would have great chances to react. The task isn't straightforward, as you can see in a daily chart from a very macro perspective. In our chart, you are only seeing one line, two lines, and the ones that were really operational in the last few weeks, which you should focus on the most, these two lines here. In summary, structurally, we are only working with two levels. That's why when we zoom in on an hourly time frame, we see this kind of reaction, millimetric and highly precise. Now let's see how we were looking for and what was the working hypothesis to look for these longs in the market, in the crypto ecosystem from these low parts of the chart. If this were a live trading session, I would be watching this line, the 50,767, to see if they want to set up any kind of trap and to what extent to catch small rebounds to the upside. But that's not the goal today. No, that's not the goal today. Okay, let's see. This is relevant, the issue of the breakout. Now, what are we evaluating? We are seeing how in the crypto ecosystem in general, relevant structures have been broken, right? This breakout. What we need to study now is how to try to trade it, how to try to benefit from it. What can happen here? What can happen here? Let's see. Well, let's see if you can tell me. Come on, there are people here who already have a lot of knowledge. What can happen after that yellow chart pattern I've shown you? Let's see. What do you say, colleagues? I'm reading. Well, Angel Chang has been taking partial profits from the short he did in Bitcoin and that the colleague shared with the community. I appreciate it, Angel. We want more angels in the community who share. Pedro Javier tells us it could go up, validate, and then down. Luca Luzzi says validation below and continue. Validate and down, flat pattern and confirmed in the creek. Continuation to the downside. John says it will go up. Okay, John, please try to explain why. I'm sure you have an explanation. I already know why. I can give you the explanation of why it could go up, but if you can explain it better than being a Nostradamus here, I'll tell you with affection. Alex says visit the trend line and then down, validate and short. For me, the validation of the creek is at 51,400. Javier also says it could be a trap. Very good, Javier, very good. Very good. I think Johnny is on to something. John's point, or maybe not, but well, Javier, the only one who has said it could be a trap, correct? It could be a trap. John says because of the news that will come out today at the Fed. Forchat says it's strongly bearish. Yes, because it's breaking relevant structures. Those structures are obliged to break them strongly. Take a look at what you're saying. Regarding what John mentioned, that the news could be good for the market with the news. Those of you who have been here for a while already know a little bit about how news works in the markets. Look at the natural reaction. Look at the natural reaction. The natural reaction of scalping, right? Do you see this natural reaction? I mean, this is to go to micro time frames of 1 minute that I was telling you about. We're not going to get into that now, but here's the yellow line, right? The last high, the low, it's to go to micro time frames. Be with the order book and see if maybe something appears here, right? And try to catch it. It's very risky, but there's not as much momentum as I would like. Well, I'm not saying we should do it, but it's a type of operation that only seeks momentum. I would have liked it to be different, actually. More like what you're seeing here. It would have to be seen as it really looks. Regarding the question you mentioned, that maybe it's a trap, that's what we have to consider. Look, in the scenarios, First, the ideal thing to enter the market would be, hey, if it offers us some kind of zone here where we can enter on a pullback, whether it's here or here, also consider that they might want to go for some liquidity, that they might want to look for a node of high transactional volume that is at $51,764. This would be a huge move. And all these 3 contact points that I'm drawing for you could be good to try to find that idea. We might break, but be careful. Look at what I'm telling you. What patterns are you seeing in the hypothetical entry for futures, for future shorts? What's the pattern for upwards? In case this is a trap and it goes to the sky, where will it go? The answer is upwards, upwards. Are you drawing any conclusions from what I'm telling you? Is anyone drawing any conclusions from what I'm saying or not? Colleagues? Okay, maybe it's a bit ambiguous, right? Angel, yes, he follows it. I totally believe it. Well, in these scenarios, it comes down to, in both scenarios, the hypothesis of going up exists. Let me explain. So in both scenarios, whether it goes to the sky or whether it goes to hell, in both, in short-term trading, it goes up. That's the moral. That's the moral of it. I don't know if I think I've told you this about Bitcoin, right? If I were trading live right now, I would be focusing on this level, on a scalping level, to look for the trap that justifies a move, whether it's to test and go to hell. It doesn't matter. I'm making this scalping move, or whether it's to turn around. You're already long. Okay, let's see then. Let's go to lower time frames. Let's work on the hypothesis of looking for the creek to see if it gives us one, and we'll look for a continuous Rye integration. Let's see what we find. Let's see if we find anything. See, this is what I was talking about. Trap is a scalp. You have to look for it. I had also drawn it for you from here, trap, but of course, a very aggressive scalp. Very, very aggressive. But let's see what we have here in 5 minutes. Let's go to 1 minute. What I was saying, in 1 minute. Of course, we have the validation. We have reached the creek in 1 minute, hypothetically wanting to go look for that trend line here. We have a micro defense zone here. What we're working on, colleagues, is to look for this movie. This long in a very, very short, aggressive 1 minute. Let's see if this happens. Okay, let's look at Ethereum. Look, here it's going to give more breathing room, calmer, not so intense. I'm keeping an eye on this. Ethereum, what can it allow? Ethereum can allow, look at what it has done, right? Just like Bitcoin, look at what's just damn. We always do the same thing, right? In the end, what have they done? What I was saying, if I were trading right now, I would be waiting for that little trap to look for that long. Under this hypothesis, we are looking for the extreme of the idea of going to the macro creek of Bitcoin. Here in Ethereum, what are we looking for? Over a structure, we are considering the idea of compression, which in my opinion is there, and let's see. I've already analyzed the volume before in a minute of Ethereum. Here it is being absorbed, and this has been totally absorbed from there. We see all this Ethereum momentum offers us that calmness. That calmness in the sense of saying, hey, let's not go crazy. Let's let it develop, let it do what it has to do, and when it breaks on validation, boom, you can try the long. What will that mean? Well, Bitcoin, look, here Bitcoin is already breaking, right? Here on a validation, something can be tried on these levels too, around 51,000 to try to catch this long. In the end, this is an impulse. We're going to look for the replica. This is the idea. This is going to be more immediate, more now. Ethereum tells us, well, what is Ethereum proposing? This macro creek. Bitcoin too. Watch out, let's do it. If you don't like such an aggressive approach, okay, go a little more macro. It's okay, wait for them to do what they want, and with more certainty, when they break this creek to validation, you can also try the long. This long would obviously be talking about a macro trap, which would be pseudo-obliged to look up. To look up now, it's validating the creek. Okay, let's look at other cryptos for the moment. What Bitcoin has done, it's validating for the moment and continues. Where can you re-enter? Well, maybe you're already scalded from here. Maybe you can be a bit more prudent and wait for it here. Why not? Here you would have to be seeing how the level reacts. But if it falls hard, you could wait here, Stop loss has adjusted, and if it goes wrong, this very aggressive micro idea of looking for the long simply goes wrong, and that's it. Let's hope this isn't really the point, right? Here you can also actually, here you can too, of course, let's see what they do. As you have seen, our working methodology is highly powerful, and at no time does it pretend to be any kind of fortune teller. We don't take the crystal ball for a walk, but simply by identifying how smart money moves the price on very relevant and well-identified structures. We seek a scenario of maximum probability, a scenario that at the same time strongly protects us in case the position goes against us. And now I'm going to tell you what we think is most likely to happen in the cryptocurrency market. But before, welcome to Crypto Insights. Insight, your ethical and moral channel for cryptocurrency technical analysis. Here, we really know what we're talking about. We conduct advanced technical analysis that has been developed for over 12 years. We upload videos several times a week. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, let me know and leave a comment with your opinion. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so you don't miss the next opportunity. And as for what may happen in the immediate short term, in this Bitcoin chart, we are going to pay close attention to this structure that has recently been revealed to us not too long ago. In fact, it has recently been confirmed to us, and now the price is coming to attack. And look, I'm going to give you a little spoiler in this same video to say that my bias for the immediate term at the time of recording this video is for the price to fall. But wait, I'm not saying it will fall to hell, but I'm talking about an immediate drop for something aggressive. If we go to a minute, we're talking about drops of this caliber, even that it could extend, but don't worry, I'll explain it to you now. And as I say, this does not imply that I'm saying that this will go to hell. Now you'll understand. So, looking at the Ethereum chart, perhaps you're starting to read my intentions. And it's because here we have identified a structure that, to me, clearly the smart money is working on. And if you notice, see how little it takes to come and validate the structure. And if we ask ourselves, why hasn't it done it before? The answer we will find in a smaller time frame, in 15 minutes. Here we identify that this bullish accumulation process, where you just saw recently in Bitcoin, we were looking for long incorporations in this area. In the live Crypto Insight Premium, we were also looking for that. In Ethereum and in many other cryptocurrencies, which in this video I've only shown you Bitcoin as it serves as a reference. But in this bullish accumulation process, here we identify the point of control, the level of highest transactional volume, and just realize how the price recently came to react on it. This is telling us clearly and evidently that here the smart money has been positioning itself long. That means it has an implication, that it's impenetrable. Of course not. They can be taken out, and they do it daily. Who is it? Other institutions. Never interpret smart money as a single dark hand that moves the world. They are different organizations with individual interests seeking to do their own thing. That being said, hey, for Ethereum, why wouldn't it want to clean up to go look for a structure that seems very, very appealing to us? Hence, I'm telling you that for the immediate short term, there is room to look at lower levels. While Ethereum behaves like this, notice what Bitcoin would be doing, which would also be very interesting. It would be in that 15-minute time frame to come and clean up, generate a sense of structural breakthrough, as the whole world would be watching how a relevant level is being pierced. It would be an ideal context, as it was already at this point in Bitcoin that you saw in the recording of the Crypto Insight Premium Live, to look for those scalping opportunities that, hopefully, if Jesu Crypto allows us, it will want to rise. And that's why I told you earlier, hey, I'm going to give you a spoiler. That for the immediate term, for the now, basically. Throughout this morning's session, in the crypto market, we have that immediate bearish predilection, as we have that room. So now, if you look at the XRP chart in its hourly time frame, you will notice that here we have been working on a bullish accumulation process that has come to break. It has generated a gap to subsequently come and close it. Say, not long ago, they came to create a market trap, a micro one. And if we now pay attention to the structure, to the creek, to the relevant level, and zooming into a 15-minute time frame, we will be observing that the price has just created a climactic trap scenario and now seems to be validating the structure. But mind you, frankly, I believe we shouldn't marry anything, and why not? They could generate a new low to seek a more obvious cleanup to make it seem like the crick has failed. Under these hypotheses we are exploring of potential traps, it would be to try to operate that trap scenario, which if finally in the crypto ecosystem the trap occurs, it will simply accompany us, and if the trap doesn't happen, it will go to seek the structure to fall. But in that process, we will have already sought our benefit. If this clicks with you and you're seeing the markets in a way you never would have considered from this perspective before, let me know in the comments. And if we now look at Polkadot also in its hourly time frame, you will notice that we are really close to creating, why not, a trap scenario, an optimal situation to look for those incorporations that, if it goes wrong, we will have already benefited from that trap attempt. And obviously, if it goes well, then the profit, in this case, would be very much in our favor. I hope the concept has been understood. And as a summary, I'll tell you that with Bitcoin we can expect, why not, a sense of market breakthrough with a lot of momentum. There, it will be necessary to be brave in terms of operational idea and see and verify if we are finally facing a trap that could take us upwards. downwards. Ultimately, we are following the range model. What is done at the high parts of a range? It's sold. And what is done at the low parts of a range? Clearly, at some point, this range will explode, either upwards or downwards. But there is a course of opportunities of which we may want to try to be part of, and never with the intention of pretending to be Nostradamus, always with zero ego. We will seek logical market opportunities based on very advanced technical analysis that allows us to understand what the strong hands may be doing in our attempt to chase them. Now, tell me how you see the financial markets. Leave your opinion in the comments. Also, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell icon so that YouTube notifies you of future posts. And of course, share this content with your friends and other trading and cryptocurrency communities. I wish you good luck in your operations and see you next time.